Welcome to Team Fortress 2. After 9 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. Thanks, and have fun.
Hello guys and TF2 Timers, Ellmo here, welcome back to another episode. I'm gonna stick with the whole different episode idea. I feel that I should be doing this video because I kind of wanted to go out for a while, but I never got around to actually editing it properly and actually didn't have much time to do it. It's a rocket jumping tutorial. I'm just going to give you sort of the background, basics, and sort of like how to actually apply it to real TF2 maps and such, aside from jump maps. I'm on Jump for Starters, TF Jump for Starters. It's a rocket jumping map. There's plenty you can go on rocket jumping maps. It just helps you train generally. Just helps you out with how you use your technique and how you can sort of refine how you play with it. And playing these jumps over and over again, you eventually will get it. It is just practice and stick with it. The first thing I'm going to cover is just the basic rocket jump. Two concepts, technically. One is the basic rocket jump, which is literally just jump, crouch, fire. I'll go into third person for this. Well, actually, the first person doing it with, so we can see as to what's actually going on in first person and then third person. So you want to literally jump, crouch, fire in quick succession, so you get the max height you can, and you'll gain much more height and you can go further distances with this. Helps you out a lot in competitive TF2 or just in general pubs, servers and such, or just in jump maps. But yes, that's the first type of rocket jump. The second is the one that I use, which is, I think it's called crouch rocket jumping, something like that. I think it's called crouch jumping, but it's instead of using jump, crouch, fire, it utilizes TF2's like registry of crouching, and when you crouch, you sort of that enables you to go further with rocket jump essentially. Obviously combined with the jump, but this makes you go further because of the fact that you're crouching before jumping and it registers the crouch. People say it's cheating. I don't feel it is. I use it. I think it's utilizing my initiative really. I just think that I've just gone with what I'm comfortable with and what works really for me. Whatever works for you guys, don't choose over just because I'm using it. Just choose what you want. But you do go further with it, and I feel it's better because it's more comfortable. Another thing I'm going to note is crouch keys. So one thing is that I use shift for crouching. I've rekeybound it from control. You don't really use shift in TF2 at all. So you come back into shift is good because you can then you don't have to need to reach down to the control button, rather than you can get to the shift. It's much quicker access, and you can sort of have much more initiative with the jumps, I guess. So that's another thing you need to note. Honestly, like, choose. It's your choice. Whatever you feel comfortable with, really. But that's how I play. Yeah. So I guess I'll get into the first type of jump. So again, this is just a case of just a normal rocket jump, and then this here. So this employs a thing called wall jumps, which is firing off the floor and then firing off of the wall. But also this is just a case of going to the wall and then firing below your feet and on the wall at the same time, and holding crouch as you go. Don't jump again, and then you'll sort of ride the wall up. So fire, boom. So I'll take 2 rockets. Plus the one to launch off the floor. This will take more. The blue markers just indicate where, if you're jumping correctly, it should hit. Mine wasn't very good, but it's because the jump wasn't very high. Yeah, so I guess here's probably a good time to note height over speed of a jump. So there's a very low roof, and if you don't go quite towards the end and further behind your feet, then you'll go higher than further, and you will just hit the roof. So I'll be out of it. So as you see, you pretty much can't make the jump unless you go right to the end and get that quick jump behind you, a rocket behind you, and it should propel you forward rather than upwards. So this is called this here is really a sink jump. You can make it into there without it sinking, but I'm not gonna bother. So this is a sink jump. I'll explain this in detail probably further on. I don't know. I'll just do it now. So a sink jump is a normal rocket jump, wall jumping off the wall until you run out of rockets, and it's firing below your feet towards the floor, and then before you hit the floor with that rocket, you fire as well with that rocket, and it'll sync up, and you'll go higher up, and then you can keep jumping on the wall and gaining momentum, even more momentum, which is what you'll need to do for this, otherwise it won't work, because you see it's all the way up there, so you can't wall jump with 4 rockets, it doesn't work. So I can try that. As you can see, I only get to there, but doing this and then firing with that rocket, you'll get a lot more height. Sometimes you fail it like that, and yeah, you don't really high. So I'm gonna start again so you fire below your feet, and then you'll get the height, you'll get the speed up, and you can just keep propelling yourself, keep doing that. I mean, it's good to know, get used to heights and where you're actually going to hit in terms of the when you need to fire the rocket, depending on the height, to be able to sync it up. So again, this is a wall jump, which goes again for distance over height. So it's literally just a case of firing higher up the wall. So the lower to the ground you fire, so if you fire there, you're going to go for more height. But the higher on the wall, for instance, which is that sort of the high, the max you can get in terms of heights of fire. So if you fire like there, you're going to go for serious speed, but you're not going to go very high at all. So, like for instance, you just pretty much just sort of drop, but you go really quickly into that corner. But if you go like that, you'll go for more height. So yeah, so obviously if you fire the floor, you'll go higher. So that's sort of the max height you can sort of get. So this is another wall jump. It's literally a case of firing off of the wall, firing onto this wall, and strafing around. I'm going to cover that now. So strafing / air control is where you fire off of a wall, hold A or D, depending on which direction you want to go in, and then combining that with the movement of your mouse, turning right on the mouse or left on the mouse, depending on which direction you're going again, without holding W, you'll turn the air. So if I fire away from this, I can then glide towards that. I missed that then, but you can glide towards things you might miss otherwise. So like that, for instance. So I can go like that and turn, and then I can turn in the air essentially and land places that I might need to change my direction for a jump or something. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to cover is technically pogo / speed shot. This is more of a speed shot than a pogo, definitely. So this is where you fire off the wall and you hit the rocket under your feet to sort of propel yourself forward even more and keep yourself off that platform, because that platform will send you back here. So I'll give you an idea. So if I go here, it will just send me back. So you want to literally jump off, fire below your feet, and you'll jump further. A thing to note with this is if you're going faster, you'll need to fire further ahead of you, in front of your feet. So if I'm going really fast, I'm gonna have to go like that. Obviously I missed that then. But if you're going slow, then you want to fire as low as you can, bring your mouse down to sort of stationary 180 degree to your feet. So in line with your feet. So yeah, so if you're going slower, go as low as you dare with that, essentially. But if you're going faster, you want to fire ahead of your feet, so it skips you further. You go even faster. So that's some of the jumps later on. You'll see that. So that's essentially the speed shot. It's literally just skipping off of something. Now air control here. This is another part of air control. You can do things to stop yourself from going forward or back in the air. So what I do is I use W and S to stop myself. So if you go like that, you can use S, and you can instead of going, if you're going really far forward, you can stop yourself like that. You'll go backwards. So that I kind of just get that jumping away, but that's a good jump because it sort of helps you with your air control. So say if you like, you want to stop yourself from reaching a point where you might, like, I don't know, like if you hit that you might die or something, you might die from fall damage. You want to stop on a rock or something, you can just hold S and it'll, so if I jump, you see I got back of it. Same with a W as well. So this is another pogo. This is actually a proper pogo. And this is not really going to be used that much, like, applied to real world maps, because you won't be going this slow, but you could speed shot on this, but it's dodgy on this one. But yeah, so a pogo is when you walk off this ledge, you want to hold shift or crouch control, depending on which crouch. Well, it is crouch, but depending on which you've actually bounded. And you want to literally fall off, fire at your feet, and then just keep that up, firing below your feet, and you'll keep going. You'll stay on. You'll stay on the path. You'll stay not falling on the floor. You'll sort of pogo. This is what you can see here. So if I stay still, for instance, and you can sort of control it with A and D and W to keep yourself from falling, because the jump will start to push you certain directions. So if I just leave go of it, you see like how far I'm going now. So I have to control myself with W, A, S, D. So yeah, I fell there. So I looked away there for a second. So yeah, so it's useful, definitely useful when you're applying to real jumps and stuff. There's also sort of things where you can fire and then pre-fire to get yourself weird like jumps where you don't want to sink a rocket, but you want to just push yourself up without any sink, and you might have to like pre-fire, otherwise it won't actually sync with your character model. Which you'll see later on. Actually, I do a very, very good example near the end on Sawmill. It's very good in terms of that sort of covering that basis. So again, this is another wall jump, and this is where you want to stop yourself from falling down on the floor by keeping yourself on the wall. That was quite a bad example because I went for more speed there. You can see the pattern there, how I went for more speed. If it was high, it'd be sort of up there, obviously. But yeah, so it is just keeping your wall by going from one rocket jump, firing the wall to the other. So it's normal rocket jump over here off the wall / floor, so about here-ish. It'll give you the height plus speed, and then it's literally you wanna strafe away with A from the wall. So you wanna jump off here. You wanna sort of go towards the wall with D, fire. And then off of that rocket, you want to literally hold A with crouch still, slightly, and then go back towards the wall, fire, let yourself glide off of the wall with that rocket slightly. As you can see, I go back towards the wall, straight back towards the wall, fire, go off of the wall a bit, go back towards the wall, and then it pretty much it keeps you on the wall. Then you can just keep going. As long as you keep that pattern up of going back towards the wall and firing off of it. Really, this is more getting the feel for it. You know, you got to get used to it. So yeah, so just get the feel for it, and you'll eventually get it in the end. Also, you want to go for a small jump. You don't really want to jump very high. So if I jump here normally, I probably wouldn't get in this hole. Well, I did actually there, but you get a lot of height off of that jump. So this hole, you'd have to just hold shift, and you'll eventually get in the hole. But you could just actually just jump. Actually, yeah, you can. It's fine. So another concept is ramp slides, and you can, with this, you can link together jumps really well, because you can essentially, a ramp slide is where you fire off of a wall, gain momentum, and then with that momentum, you instead of firing on the wall itself, you can stay on. Technically with these, you can stay on the wall and you can keep sliding about with the wall, and you can sort of gain weird, so you can go up a bit with this even, as long as you get the arc right. But yeah, you can slide on it without actually firing, and it allows you to like slide up certain degree angles of inclines on in the real like a TF2 match, actual proper map. You can literally sync it up with a jump with rocket as well, and you can get even more height. And you'll see that later on. But to actually perform a ramp slide, you want to sort of strafe towards the ramp, and you're holding the strafe key with W, and then sort of going sort of like that, sort of like arcing your camera up, so sort of following up. Obviously not doing this, because that's just giving you an idea as to how you can stay on the ramp. So it's far off the wall with strafe A, and then you can pretty much stay on. you can slide off and then strafe round. This is just quite a strafe heavy one as well. You have to get into that weird gap. But another thing when you're doing a rocket jump, I'll mention as well, just to get even more momentum. You'll want to, depending on which direction you're going, hold A or D, depending on which way you're firing. Like if you're left-handed or right-handed, or depends on which wall you're firing off of. With that, you will actually go further. But yeah, you can use it to sort of get direction, so you can go further with it. So yeah, that's the jump itself. Sliding off of ramps and then strafing around to a little hole. So this is speed shots. This is essentially fast pogo jumping, where instead of just sort of doing that, you're firing off of a wall and then firing ahead of your feet or below your feet, depending how fast you're going, to then skip along. So this platform will see you'll come back if you don't hit that platform right or pogo off of it. So I'll try and give you an idea. So that was quite bad, but so there we go. So you essentially just pogo from one platform to the other, firing under your feet, and it keeps you uplifted and gaining speed. You can use the wall there to get to the platform, but I don't need it. I don't know why it's there actually. It's kind of useless really. Okay, so another thing to know in TF2, physics-wise, it's quite useful to have to know, is water. So there's certain jumps in certain rocket jump maps, like this one here, where you'll go off of a wall with speed, and gaining speed, you can go into this water patch here. As you can see, you can glide on the water. If you hold space, you'll glide on the water, and when you're actually in the water, if you don't hold space, you'll get a weird texture issue with this. If you're not actually in the water and you're not holding space, you'll fall down. But if you hold space and you fire up, you'll see you can get even more height with crouch than you would do normally if you were just doing a normal jump. It gives you more height in the water. So these types of jumps, what you can do is you can glide along it and fire, and you can launch yourself towards platforms. So it's literally a case of jumping off of a wall normally, wall jumping, firing off of that, and you launch yourself towards a platform. Obviously that was a very bad example. So I think I've covered all the concepts that I need to in this section. It is just about going out and just trying for yourself and getting, just practicing. It's just like programming, you know. You've just got to practice it and get used to it, and yeah, I can only teach you so much really. So yeah, so I'll go on to the next bit, and it'll just be an overview of jumps that I've done, and we'll go through them and I'll explain them and such. So I'll catch you a bit. Okay guys, so first map's going to be a CP process. I'm just going to go through it, sort of overview, and yeah, I'll just play it through, and I'll give you all the perspectives and stuff. And let's go. Okay. So yeah, so as you can first see, so that probably looks quite shocking to begin with. So the first thing that I did there, as you can see, is I wall jump there off the wall, and then pogo onto the ramp slide, which forced me to allow the ramp slide. I don't need to hold crouch and ramp slide there. And then I go off the wall jump again, pogo off of that platform, and then pogo there on straight into a ramp. Gives me the momentum, and then I stop with the WS thing I was talking about, and then I land on the point. So yeah, I probably should have got the health. If I know, yeah, I get the health here actually, but I should probably have. You can actually like slide off of that wall, which is useful. I think I grabbed the health from there as well, that platform, somehow magically. I don't know how, but so it's third person, as you probably already know. So again, ramp slide, pogo in front of me, off the wall here, and then I pogo on this little platform here, and then pogo there with the ramp, and it forces me up to that crazy height. Right, so yeah, so the next jump is going to be just from first to mid, just one quick way, so wall jump, little pogo slide, and then just straight jump onto that little ramp there, and then land with the strafing onto that point. So here it's slow motion, so jump off the wall, pogo to get the speed up, ramp slide, just go with the slide, fire straight at the ramp, and then I strafe around. But here you could probably fire down and kill some people, like if someone's on the point that's defending it, you can... They wouldn't be at this point, but you, yeah, it's useful, you could do that maybe. So he's in third person. Okay, then fire, and then, yep. So it looks a bit intimidating, I'd imagine, but it's easier than you think. So off the wall jump, then a pogo, speed shot, ramp slide, go with the ramp slide, fire on the ramp, and that gives me the lift. It takes a while to master that last bit. It's really, really horrible, that last bit. Since you hit edges and stuff that really can cause some issues. But so the next jump, I believe, is, yeah, so it's the rollout. So yeah, careful of that little mound I'm looking at there. There's like a little sort of cove thing at the top there that blocks you. There's an air vent as well, so that's, yeah, it's the rollout, jumping out of there, and then it's jump up there, just the staircase, simple. So again, it's the wall jump off there, and you strafe around the vent and underneath that roof of the rock. Don't hit that wall, I don't know why I did that. I think I was wondering where I was going to go next. And then get the health, and then continue on outwards. Yeah, so as in third person, jump out, just jump up. It's pretty much normal jumps, really, just a wall jump into a normal floor jump, really. Floor jump. Wall jump again, slow-mo. And then, yep, and up the stairs. Yep. Also, again, don't hold W on pogos. Just you know, just reinforce that. Okay, here we are. Yep, on Badlands capture point. That beat me there. That was quite fast, but so yeah. So he is in slow motion. So wall jump off of there. Then you're gonna pogo off of this little crate here, this box, onto the next crate. Make sure to go as far left as you can. Pogo, ramp slide up there, and it should give you enough to go onto that platform. If it doesn't, you might have to fire off of the ramp. But I managed to get it with holding shift, so I managed to get the crouch jump shift thing, so I can get the max height I could on. So yeah, so make sure not to hit those barrels as well, because they will stop you. So yeah, so that's nice, awesome. So this, yeah, so I'm just gonna give you a little, show this little bit here, so that little edge, that little weird, like, triangular thing, that little bit, that graphical glitch, that is a pain in the arse. Be careful of that, because that will stop you dead from jumping. But I love how this landscape's shaped. It's one of my most favourite jumps and favourite maps, because it's just made to slide up to that point. But yeah, do be careful of that, the piece of wood, and also the little corner edge. I mean, look at that, it's just perfectly in perspective of being able to just slide up there. It's crazy. Okay, so next one is on upward. So it's, yeah, so it's the ramp, fire off of that, and you get the max height onto the cart. This is not a capture point, really 6v6 map, but it's, you know, I mean, it's payload, so here's in slow motion. So off the wall, pogo off that, ramp slide, and then fire off of that ramp. And then strafe in the air to get onto that point. The max height, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the max height you'd be able to get off of that jump. That's crazy. I don't know how I managed to get to that position, but I could have market gardened somewhere if I hadn't done a pro and private server. It'd be fucking amazing that if that actually happened. Here it is in slow motion. Here it is in third person slow motion now. So wall jump, pogo on there. Pogo, and then jump off of that slide, and then strafe around, and then on the point. If there's too many perspectives and stuff, then just say, you know. So this is the next bit, is the defense rollout. Yep. So off the wall, flooded. You can absolutely jump the hell towards that point. Like you can get some serious pogo distance on that, and then jump off wall jump pogo, and then land on the cart where they probably will be pushing it. So it's useful jump, that very useful jump. Here is in slow motion, jump off of the staircase, strafe round. I didn't mention that before. Hit the wall jump, and then pogo, And hopefully if you fire far enough in front of you, you'll get that amazing distance on it. Get the health. Don't hit that little corner. Don't. It's not meant to be there. I don't know why. Wall jump off of there. And then pogo off of that little ramp sort of thing. And incline. And then, yeah, there we go. The cart. And then this is in third person. Wall jump. Pogo. And then, yeah, health. Well, speed shots actually, and then speed shot. And then the cart. More than pogo actually. Most of these are speed shots actually. I should probably just reiterate that, even though I didn't say it before. Hit the staircase there. Here's the slow motion for third person. Jump off that wall. Lag. Hit the pogo. Get the speed up with that pogo. And yeah, and hit the health. Don't hit the wall. And then go towards this wall here. Wall jump off of that. And then hold strafe A and turn right as you go, sort of bend your camera as you go around just to get that sort of like shape. Right, next map is double cross. So yeah, so just the roll out and stuff, and then off the wall. Let's pogo into there, and you're in series in slow motion, so off the wall. And then jump off of this wall jump. And then pogo off here, speed shot, and then you get the distance. And then you want to jump this wall here with quite a lot of height on the wall, like your camera quite far up the wall, just to get that distance of a height, because you don't want to get hardly any height there really, because you want to just sort of glide up. And then just sort of fire behind you here with a normal jump, straight into the room. Into the pogos, to the pogos, the speed shots, up into the base. And then, yeah, straight around, straight around into the hotel room. Series in slow motion third person. So fire off the wall, fire off the wall again, onto the pogos, and then let it glide into the room, strafe, hit the wall. Yeah. So these jumps, I would say, are kind of advanced. Well, they definitely are advanced, but with enough practice, you'll be able to do it yourself. Like, there's no reason why you won't be able to do it. I don't see why not. So with enough practice, guys, and going over it, then you know. So here's another jump here. So you want to jump off this wall jump, and then pogo there, and get it perfect. You have to hit that quite. It's quite a weird on there, so it's slow motion here. So off of there. Don't hit the barrels. Don't do that. Try to strafe down to that doorway. That was bad. Hit the health. Get the wall jump off of here. We can. The wall jump. And then hit the pogo just right there. Right below your feet. And then you'll get that massive distance. You'll cover the entire map. See, it's third person. Don't do that. Well, jump off the wall, but don't hit the barrels, because that was just bad. So jump off the wall. Pogo. And also be careful of the pole and stuff. The pole and the little truck thing, the car in the middle. You gotta be careful of that as well. That cargo truck is kind of a pain in the ass. So, yep. So wall jump. Tell me also, guys, like in the comments, if this too many perspectives is too much, like going through this all. So here's the sawmill jump. So off of there. Slide and then sink. Yeah, now this is the questionable one. So wall jump here, and then pogo slide, pogo slightly slide again, pogo slide, and then here you wanna. It's not a sink. You wanna fire, but you wanna jump shift with the rocket. So you wanna jump with. As the rocket lands, you want to jump and crouch yourself. So it's third person. So and then pogo slides, fire, one rocket sink, jump with the rocket, and it'll propel you up. It's a hard one to get, and this is the example I was talking about before. How you don't need to sometimes you even use sinks. So this is just an example just to show you guys. Careful of that height as well. You might hit that edge, which I luckily didn't hit. So fire, blow my feet, and I'll jump with it, and it'll hit the rocket on my feet without me actually firing anything afterwards. So I don't actually sink. I just technically just fire. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. That's the end of the tutorial there. If you got any questions at all, just pop them down in the comments. I'll write to us specifically. Remember to like and subscribe. Definitely do that. Helps us out a lot, as I always say. Yeah, my upload day is on Monday, so check out every Monday to make sure I've done something at least. You know, if I haven't, then poke me in the arsehole or something. I don't know. And yeah, I'll definitely make sure to be putting out every Monday. I did miss last Monday. Sorry about that. That was just a case of I couldn't export in time because, the thing I was exporting actually was a TF2 tutorial. Was the hit sound tutorial was actually wouldn't export properly. It was taking like. It was saying it was going to be about 2 days to export it, and it was awful. So if you don't have any questions at all, feel free to put them down in the comments. Also, check out our KVM series. I'll put a link at the end. Definitely check that out. It's really funny. It's brilliant. I really enjoyed that. It was fantastic. We're still carrying on with it, but you know, so far the episodes have been gone really well. So, but yeah, I guess just one last thing to say is, I challenge you. I challenge the person who's watching this to go out into the world of TF2 to just either use a rocket jumper or a normal rocket launcher with gunboats and just go wild. Just you know, find new engineers rocket jumps and ways to get around the map and link them up and you know make your own jump and keep trying and practicing and going onto these maps that are made for it and going onto the real world and transferring the skills and you know just generally just sort of being persistent. Just be persistent at it and practice and carry on, and eventually you'll get it. And that's it's definitely going to happen. I do not doubt that for a second. But yeah, I guess stay TF2 jumpers. Guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching. Ellmo out. If you want, you can edit in here.